Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, what is up? Got another Q&A question here, this time from Bjorn319. So guy asked this on my Instagram post when I did the Q&A, and he said, what are your thoughts on investing in real estate and stocks? Are stocks a good idea these days? Is it still okay to get a loan to buy investments as an investment? Sorry, buy apartments as an investment. So you're talking about real estate, buying apartments for rental income, I suppose. And what are my ideas on stocks? All right, well, let's go for a drive, yo. What's going on, horses? Can you guys see them over my shoulder over there? Let's rock this. Right now, I'm actually going down my favorite little roads in the GTA. And the thing about where I live, it's pretty flat. It's flatter than Pamela Anderson before she got her tits done. So there's a couple of areas where you can like zigzag around that have some nice twists. You'll see that in a second. To get to your question, Bjorn, on stocks, let's talk about stocks first. I buy stocks on trends, okay? I had somebody ask a similar question before, so I'll kind of go over it again, maybe in a little more detail, but I tend to buy them on trends when there's huge upside to them, but they've been hit hard with something. I like to make my videos more kind of greenfield, so they have meaning 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now to everybody. But if you're watching this 5 years from now, I mean, you can go back in history and look at some of the things that I'm talking about right now. One of them would be Valeant Pharmaceuticals, okay? And Valeant Pharmaceuticals is a company, oh, hold on a second, we've just got to go through this section here. Okay, Valeant Pharmaceuticals is a company that has taken a huge hit lately. Just put it in regular drive mode because I'm not going to beat on it. It's taken a huge hit lately. And what they've been doing is they've been buying up pharmaceutical companies that have a good product that people are using, and then they'll jack up the price. So they took a lot of heat from the government and regulators and the public in general, and the CEO had to resign, and the stock went from like a few $100s, I think it was like 250 down to about 38 right now today. We're May 15th, 16th-ish, and it's taken a huge dive, and it's got some serious problems. I'm watching it right now because it might have a big downside based on some of the conditions that they're in, but based on its earning potential, I usually look at EPS, okay? Earnings per share. And what you can see on an EPS, on any table that you might follow, whether it's Yahoo Finance or whatever, if it's a minus number, very simple guys, if it's a minus number, like if it's minus 6.38 like Tesla is, I won't buy Tesla because it's not making any money, it's burning cash. Versus if it's a positive EPS, like Google, for example, trades at about $738 today, and it's got like a 23 earnings per share figure, so it's making way more money than the stock valuation. It's got upside, even though it's got, you know, such a huge price tag on it right now. So that's one of the things that I'll look at as well. Valeant is one of the companies that still has a positive earnings per share and still has lots of upside. There are some conditions right now that I feel could be detrimental to Valeant, because Hillary Clinton's running for president and so is Donald Trump. And Hillary Clinton's indicated that she's going to cap pharmaceutical fees and restrict them, which is going to put a restriction on their earning potential. So I'm waiting to see what happens with her traction in the finals. Donald Trump gets in, doesn't sound like it's something he's going to do, so I'd be interested in buying the stock at that point. Why is this traffic not moving? Guys, I don't usually travel during commuting time, and this is bizarre, but at least you won't get a lot of road noise. So I tend to buy on trends, you know, in the market. I bought oil when oil got you know, hit really hard, so I bought a few oil and gas stocks. I follow leaders too, so when I saw that Warren Buffett bought up a shitload of Suncor, I bought Suncor. You know, the guy's got a track record of immense success over the years, and success tends to leave clues, so there's nothing wrong with following people that are leaders in their field. Get up here in this left-hand lane. Okay, so those are my basic tips on stocks. So I look for trends, companies that have opportunities for upside. It's funny, I'm sitting right behind a Volkswagen Golf TDI right now. So Volkswagen took a huge hit because of their diesel scandal, and it was around $111. Now, I don't always pick up on the opportunities when I get a chance, but the feeling in the market at the time was they're probably going to get hit with more fines. Wait and see, it'll probably decline even further. It dropped about 20-25%, maybe 30% in value, because they had a shitload of fines to pay out and regulators to answer to. And anytime there's a scandal within a company, they usually take a little bit of a smash, sometimes a lot of a smash, like Valiant did. And you know, I thought to myself, okay, maybe I'll buy up some Volkswagen. I missed the boat on that one. It's at $155 today. It was down to $111 a share. In 5 or 6 months, I could have made a shitload. So sometimes you don't time it right, but that's, you know, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. You got to learn from your experiences. I'll leave it at that on stocks. If you got any more specific questions, I'm happy to take a look at them. Leave them in the comments below. Let's talk about real estate. Again, I really apply the same sort of rules to real estate as well. I have real estate. I'm a homeowner. I have some properties that I've bought that will generate rental income. Bought a condo downtown Toronto because it's a booming area. It has a lot of upside in a great neighborhood. It's got opportunities for it to really build. So when I'm looking at real estate, if it's a new build out, I want to look for opportunities. So I bought this condo in an area called Corktown, which is just outside the distillery. Beautiful area, very popular. Prices have been rising. And the reason why I got this is because it's a new development. They've built brand new parks, new transit systems. There's offices that are going up in the neighborhood that have to obviously fill. So to occupy, they need employees. Employees need somewhere to live. There's nowhere to live in the area except for these condo developments. So these will be desirable for renters. That's why I picked up in that area. So real estate is really the same sort of thing. Now, in the United States, in 2008, when the financial markets took a massive hit, there was a big decline in real estate. You know, I had friends that basically found that their mortgage values were more than the value of the property, and it was a hand over the keys situation rather than wait for the property values to go up. A very good friend of mine sold his company for a huge multiple, $25 million plus. And what he did was he threw a ton of money into American real estate. It happened around the same time as a meltdown, around 2009, and bought up a ton of real estate and generates a good amount of rental income right now, leaving him in a comfortable place. So the thing with real estate is a lot of people, like parents usually, especially immigrant parents, my parents are immigrant parents, they would tell you, you got to buy a house, it's safe, secure, it's a good investment, blah, blah, blah. Owning a house really isn't the best investment, and I'm not going to get into it in this video. Maybe I'll do it at some other point in time. But if you're going to buy real estate, and you asked about loans for real estate, you want to make sure that you're getting in at a good time. Interest rates are at an all-time low. They have been, for the last 5 or 6 years, and real estate prices have been going up. So depending on where you live and where people are moving to, because that matters, because that drives up real estate pricing as well, you want to take a close look at what's going on in demographics. Where are people moving? It is an up and coming area. If you see, like a really good signal that I always look for when it comes to real estate is how many construction cranes are up in the urban areas, in the cities. Rural areas where I am right now, where you see all these trees around me and shit, they don't go up in value as much as, it's kind of a neat Lexus. The guy put on some smoking wheels and slammed it. I don't know if you saw that behind me. Anyway, rural areas are kind of shit for that because they don't appreciate as quickly as you will in urban areas and city centers. So a really good signal that there's people moving to the city and things are happening is if you look around and there's a shitload of construction cranes. One of the reasons why I bought that condominium in downtown Toronto was my brother lives in the city, and when I went to his condo to visit for the first time, I counted at least 30 fucking construction cranes up around, building condos, building office towers and things like that. Toronto is one of the fastest growing cities in Canada. People move here from the shittier parts where it's hard to find work and jobs. East Coast, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Central Canada, especially in Alberta, because that took a huge hit lately with, you know, the oil patches. So migrant workers is what I like to call them. When they move to urban areas, good solid city centers are almost always a good buy. You want to try to buy them when they've been hit and there's been a decline or a correction in the market. Usually the best time to do it. If there hasn't been, you're taking more of a chance. Toronto real estate has been going up for a long time. Interest rates are very low. There's a lot of people moving in. There's more people looking for houses than what there is available inventory on the market. That's a good indicator to buy real estate, even though prices are high. So I know I kind of rambled on there for a little bit. I hope it answered your questions. If you got any more, you know, specifics that you want to answer, if you want to get more laser focus in the sorts of questions that you're asking me, guys, by all means, please do so. Helps me get a more detailed answer to you rather than kind of broadly answering it. Thanks for checking out the video. Follow me on social, of course, Instagram, YouTube. Browse the channel, watch the other good stuff, and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for checking it out. Peace.